The narrator's head appears. His name is Arthur Frayne. He is Zardoz and has lived on Earth for 300 years, for there is no more death. All this happens in the distant future, and if people try hard, this will not happen. He is a god by profession and a magician by calling, but he himself is also someone's creation, just like everyone else. The year 2293. People in red robes greet the huge descending head with cries. The thunderous voice of God Zardoz addresses the chosen ones. They are created to destroy the multiplying brutals who breed new life. God commands them to go and kill. From the mouth, a multitude of weapons is ejected, eagerly seized by the people, but one of them penetrates inside the head, flying over the ground. The astonished man sees clouds. Suddenly, he notices another person and shoots him. It is Arthur Frayne, and he regrets the man's action and falls out of the ship. The head lands in a green valley in the courtyard of a farmhouse. The man with the revolver looks around. Everything is amazing and incomprehensible to him. The flour mill and the plants in spherical greenhouses. He enters the house and sees no less strange objects. Suddenly, he hears a voice and finds its source, a ring serving as a means of communication. Reports are ongoing about shortages and surpluses in the vortexes. He wonders who lives here. As if in response, Arthur Frayne's hologram appears. At that moment, voices are heard in the courtyard. People lament over the disfigured bodies in the quarries. The man goes outside and observes the surroundings. The ring explains, these are flowers. They are decorative. The man runs to the lake shore and sees a woman in purple clothes. He grabs his pistol and shoots her, but the shot seems to bounce back, knocking him down. The woman is surprised. Did he come from outside? The man explains, Zardoz said that after death, people go to the vortex and live forever. Is he dead? The woman asks to show why he ended up here. A picture appears where the man rides a horse and shoots people trying to hide. He is called Zed in honor of Zardoz. He is an exterminator. The woman's voice laments. His memory is filled with heroic feats. Zed has killed 25 brutals, and his memory shows him forcing a woman in the name of God Zardoz. And Zardoz also made people grow wheat. May speaks in favor of control over the externals, but Consuela has always been against rough coercion. Nevertheless, this is the first real contact with the externals since the control was entrusted to the mysteriously disappeared Arthur. An investigation must be conducted. May asks the ring to reproduce the last minutes of Arthur Frayne's memory, but the artificial intelligence can only show the minutes of the fall, as Arthur is dead and the body reconstruction has already begun. Consuela asks to kill Zed, but May disagrees. They need to find out how he penetrated the vortex. Zed shows the preserved memory scenes of hunting people. The members of the vortex are impressed, but some do not believe in the identity of their experiences. Zed asserts that his parents were chosen. Only they could reproduce. May wonders, did Arthur engage in selective breeding? But besides him, no one wanted to control the externals. Zed shows his killings, and he really likes it. May intends to conduct a full genetic analysis of this strong beast. After all, such studies were conducted 200 years ago. Consuela objects. Just recently, May asked for new births. But why? Since no one died, their society is stable. They don't need new knowledge about the externals. But others oppose, as Zed's memory entertains them. The vote supports May. Friend congratulates Zed on the opportunity to live another 3 weeks. The man is placed in a cage on the stockyard. In the morning, Friend leads him to a gallery filled with statues. Zed is impressed. Is this the house of the gods? While Zed tidies up the workshop, Friend informs him about the concept of time. Everyone goes to lunch, but May takes Zed inside the mirror pyramid for research. Later, Friend loads a cart with bread, and Zed drives it. Along the way, the man explains that they punish with age for fault. They can be aged, but death is impossible. Even those who stop their lives themselves will be recreated by the eternal abode. They arrive at a place where the elderly renegades live. They are malicious and aggressive, so they are avoided. Next, they come to a settlement where the idle and apathetic live. They are too lazy even to take bread. Zed likes one of the women, but she is indifferent. This disease affects all the vortexes. That's why Zardoz made them plant wheat. The vortexes can no longer provide for themselves. Consuela gives a lecture on human closeness. They don't understand what led to attraction. Probably immortality influenced it, since the need for reproduction was eliminated. On the screen, women in seductive poses are shown, and they observe Zed Zed's reaction, but he remains indifferent. However, he reacts to Consuela herself. Later, she comes to his cage, studying the characteristics of sleep. He likes to sleep because he sees dreams. AI explains, sleep was necessary for humans when their consciousness and subconsciousness were separated. Now, sleep is outdated. It's been replaced by meditation. May shows Zed his genetic code. He is a mutant and significantly higher than all here mentally and physically. He needs to be killed or he will destroy all of them, but May will keep quiet about this for now. At dinner, a scandal erupts. Consuela is against Zed serving at the table and again demands the destruction of the animal. After the vote, May is given 7 days to complete the experiment. The meditation begins, but Friend refuses to merge thoughts with the others. He is declared a renegade and called for his exile. Friend switches off. Zed tries to run away, but it's impossible to escape from the vortex. On the hill, he sees his fellow tribesmen and signals them. The man goes to the elders. He finds the aged Friend, who announces to everyone that Zed can die. The elders come to life, so maybe they will help him. Breaking free, Zed urges people to fight for their death. If they so crave it, they must show the abode. After all, if someone made it, they can also break it. Zed is shown the inventor who conceived immortality. He points to May. Zed runs to her. She asks to open the memory. Zardoz gave weapons. They were chosen to kill the brutals. The purpose of people is to hunt and kill. Once he saw a face in the window, the person seemed to be playing with him and he couldn't kill him. They showed him books and Zed learned to read. He discovered that the world was different. And then he found a book. He can't remember the name, only his rage. Zed vehemently tries to refuse to kill Arthur, but the memory shows everything. Zardoz ordered to stop the killings, take people prisoner, and force them to sow wheat. Once a year, he came to collect the harvest. Zed and his mutant friends wanted to know the truth. He finally shows the book, The Wizard of Oz. Zardoz, a tale of an old man, scaring people with a loud voice and a mask. It was Arthur Frayn's idea to control the externals. Zed reminds, how did the tale end? People looked under the mask. He looked there too, and penetrated the head. May embraces the man, but then Consuela appears. May will answer for this betrayal. Zed shows his ability to resist the woman's gaze, but from overstrain loses his sight, and now he is uncontrollable. One of the women heals him. She knows he is the liberator and tells him that the world was dying. They isolated themselves from others' suffering to preserve culture and education, and he brought hate and anger into the vortex. At that moment, the people of the vortex burst into the abode. Zed breaks free and runs to the sluice, but the defense is insurmountable. Zed hides among the apathetics. While the people of the vortex burn houses, one of the women tastes a drop of red sweat and comes to her senses. She kisses the man and passes life to the others. At night, Zed reaches the elder renegades. To disguise him, they dress him in a bride's dress and lead him to Friend. He asks to find May. The woman comes with Zed's weapon and asks not to destroy this place. She has many supporters. If Zed impregnates them, they will give him knowledge. Everything will mix in the heart and it will come to life. Zed absorbs the masterpieces of culture and the great knowledge of humanity. The vortex was conceived by elderly geniuses obsessed with immortality. They locked themselves in this refuge of knowledge and ordered the abode to erase its memory of itself so that no one could destroy it, even desiring death. Here, a person must bring themselves to perfection, but even with immortality, people could not unravel all the mysteries of the universe, and violence only bred violence. Zed falls into a rage and calls for the destruction of the abode. Every inhabitant of the vortex has a crystal implanted, uniting them. If Zed looks into it, he will be ready. Zed hears a voice, and stepping into the gallery, discovers statues in costumes. One of the silhouettes turns out to be Arthur Frayn, but he laughs. The brutals call him Zardoz. He has nothing to say to a man who sees nothing in the sphere. The Eternals burst into the gallery. Consuela tries to kill Zed, but gives him love. He promises to be with her if he survives. He again examines the sphere and questions the crystal about the whereabouts of the abode. Zed names the laws of science, trying to make the crystal explain the purpose of its existence, but only gets one question. Is he ready to kill God? Red laughs. What vanity. The crystal is the sum of all people and their knowledge. Zed will either destroy them or become one of them. There's nowhere to run. Zed's mind is inside the crystal and must go to its center. Is this the abode. The faces of the inhabitants of the vortex appear before Zed, and he opens fire. The crystal reports that he found a weak spot and destroyed them, and Zed shoots at himself. People smash statues in the gallery and find an unconscious Zed, but he comes to his senses from Consuela's kiss, and everything is restored. Zed rushes to the scientist. He confesses that they violated the natural order, the vortex, a violation of nature, and the old man dies. A stone falls from the sky. Zed gives the crystal to May and sends them east. There, they can pass through the wall. There's no way back for him. The elders start dying. The appearing Arthur Frayne explains that this was his plan for liberation. He himself acted as the mysterious literacy teacher. People are mortal again and must say goodbye to the world. Zed is the liberator, but he cannot shoot. Others can, though. The externals that appear open fire, and the inhabitants of the vortex themselves ask to be deprived of life. They say goodbye to each other and fall on the grass, but Zed and Consuela manage to hide in a cave. The vortex is destroyed, and the external people call in vain for Zed, who together with Consuela becomes the progenitor of a new humanity, and with her passes into dust. The film is, one might say, unique. Although the dialogue is poor, the middle is stretched out, and the structure is jagged and sometimes unclear. But the film raises so many questions. Here are questions of faith, the justification of immortality, and the necessity of love for the life of humanity. Everyone will find something close to them here, something to ponder.